Hey loves, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time, I hope you stick around and enjoy the family. Today, I just want to share with you all something that I was working on. It's a fail to me, but you'll see why. Whew, it's so funny. I started off just wanting to make some Uno cards for game night and to showcase another thing that God has blessed my hands to do. Yet, as I was trying to pick out which cards to even showcase, God allowed me to be able to tell my story. Chimney and I, it's two of us becoming one, right? 23 is our wedding date when we became one. We thought that we could make our own plans and to pick the time when we will be able to conceive and bring forth our miracle baby to go from 2 to 3. Well, it was like God just threw a draw for on us. And it was almost feeling like we were just up against the wall. He said, no skipping, no reversing. With all the years of waiting and praying and fasting and believing and literally almost giving up, it wasn't until year 7 that we miraculously conceived. And by year 8, we were walking in our new beginning. Glory, hallelujah, all glory be to God. He reigns forever. First, there's the shopping. After you've planned out how much ingredients you need, and then you bring home those ingredients to mix and bake and cool and flood. What are we flooding? Well, we have to make our icings. Sometimes we can make an icing that's too dark. You know what? Because you look at it and you're just like, oh, it's a green, but then you get it and it's like, oh, it's too dark. So then you go into one of your lighter ones. Too bright. So then
I don't want darker ones. Mama.
That's right, we don't want the darker ones.
Brighter ones.
Brighter ones for what we need. So then we take our 2 to get the color that we need. Oh, it's so hard trying to do this with one hand. But yeah, finally get our pretty color and the flood consistency that we need. Now let's bag it. Of course, we have all of our other colors that are set for this project. Okay, it's Allison here. Just trying to give more behind the scenes of Tubs of Love 23 LLC. I showed icings. This time around, I didn't show you me shopping for my ingredients. I didn't show you mixing my dough, but I have other videos of that. If you want more of that, yes, let me know. But again, I have green, the blue, yellow, red. And I'm wearing red too. Red is love. And the white. Okay. I got my scribe to help set my icing. And I'm going to use my blue 100% edible marker. Okay. Lord, that side or that side. That's going to help me trace or write out my design on my cookies, okay? So, okay, so I also have my scissors that I only use for my baking goods, okay? I mean, as a business owner, you have to keep your stuff, your personal stuff separate from your business, especially in the home of your, if you're a foodie, a baker, you should not be using the same tools and things that you use for your family that you use for your company. I mean, if you worked at a restaurant, you don't bring home those tools to your home, right? It's the same thing. And you want to be I mean, it's best one for sanitation and cross-contamination. You want to be minimizing that as much as possible, okay? That should always be in mind. Ask yourself, am I cross-contaminating? Is there a possibility that I could cross-contaminate? And what does it mean to cross-contaminate? That literally means to bring germs from over there to over here, okay? So yeah, oh, my mouth and stuff is dry. I took a nice shower, cleaned myself up, because I always like to be extra clean, before I get to decorating, Is that just me? But that's, how I am. It is officially, what time is it? What time is it? It's like songs that go through my head when I say what time is it. Okay, it's 1:45 a.m. Okay. This is what my weekends are like as a baker. Okay, this is what the weekends are like for cookiers. Now, I've shown before the video about how I set up my projector and how I got it to work using my Samsung laptop. If I remember, I'll try to link that below in the description box. Please forgive me, I'm tired. Usually, like I said, I don't usually record when I'm working, okay? And I'm upstairs. So this office space, literally, I have a closet over there, and the rest of this office space is all for my baking. I could probably insert a picture to show what it was looking like the last time. I think I took a picture when I was doing my Sesame Street cookies. And those were for a great little hangout. So, but your girl. Yeah. So yeah, a little of the behind the scenes. I'll show you now what I'm doing to get ready for this project. Okay. Okay, so here we are. There's so much. I'm doing so much filming before I can actually get to decorating. And for me, I'm like just trying to get to decorating, okay? I don't like to feel like I'm wasting time. Talking to y'all is not wasting time. This is just new for me. And I don't record too many of my cookie videos because I just feel like people don't want them from me. But if you do, you enjoy this, you want to see more of the journey that goes into my my baking and my decorating, then let me know, okay? I'll definitely try to do more of that. Okay, so beforehand, and mind you, these cookies that I'm making, they're not for an order. These are just for our own personal little hangout. My husband, it's something my husband has been wanting as well. And as you can see, I have the laptop in front of me. So this is the thing, okay? I literally I took pictures of our cards, okay? And I emailed them to myself, okay? And I just downloaded them. So let me go now to my downloads. Bam, there you go. To my downloads. I'm gonna double click to open it up. Okay, so that's my image. You see it's my picture, because look, it says Life with Alli Daily right there. Life with Alli Daily. It's my YouTube. Now, over here, it's my projector. I had it charging. I am going to I was going to unplug it, but no, I like to keep it. I actually like to keep it plugged up. I can unplug it, but I'm going to keep it plugged up because it just helps keep this from turning off unless it gets overheats. Now, right now, for whatever reason, this thing is just turned opposite. So this is like my setup, okay? Okay, so it cut off, but I'm hoping I can at least show you what it's like. I have my lawn cord back here. It's just plugged into the side. Most people have a projector. If you don't have one, you want to know a little bit more about this, again, I'll try to. Okay, so hopefully I can record at least a little bit of this. This projector is the Pico projector. I'm just turning it on by holding the button down. It's already plugged into my laptop. Again, I have a video on how I was able to get this working. So if I can't record this, it'll be in my description. So yeah, there we have it. The image is there. Now I have to take time to make sure I adjust this properly. Okay, we definitely want to properly zoom in to line everything up. And this is just not as simple as it may seem, because if this is not lining up or something is in the way, like this whole block, like, oh my gosh, like this needs to be right. Okay. What? Oh my gosh. What just happened? See? Let me click off. Go back. I have my little board here. There's so many different tools to buy, so many things that goes into making these cookies. But aren't this is such a fun idea for like a game night. I want to surprise my husband. It's Friday night, going into the weekend, and sometimes I'm up, you know, just working on other projects. Sometimes I'm up working on things that is not for an actual order, but I mean, I gotta continue making and baking, right? Now, it looks like it's so low that this thing is in my way, but all I have to do is adjust this and bring it up some so I can get that out the way. Okay, see that? And it does like it's making the image bigger, but again, that's more adjusting too. Let me do this because I don't have one here. Okay, there. I was able to adjust it so you can see that the image is showing perfectly. So I'm going to then take my edible marker. Okay, this is so helpful. Now these are my red velvet cookies. This is a new recipe that I made, trying it out on some friends. They loved it. I definitely wanted to be more red velvety in flavor. Like I want the flavor to be strong, right? Okay, so it's very important to have this lined up, and then once you have it lined up, to not move it. Okay, there, you can see the image. It looks like a card. I'm not worried about that top looking dark because that's all going to be white. But everything has to be lined up perfectly. Because these are rectangles. They need to look neat and perfectly. If I move this out of place, my Lord. So yeah, first thing first, I'm going to mark the blue. And just trace this. Making sure it doesn't move. I'm going to do this and I'll be back. Okay, so here we are. I've outlined it and now you can see. Now I know where to pipe. Even then, even though it's outlined, it is still a practice skill, okay? So that's just one example with the number 2. I'm just going to go ahead and focus so I can get this done, okay? My husband works tomorrow, and if I can get these flooded, because these also, that's another thing, these cookies, I am trying not to make them a 2-layer where I'm flooding and then writing on the cookies or flooding on top and make them 3D. I am just trying to do straight 1-layer piping. So it's a lot of touching and going. On the other hand, I have my handy dandy fan here. Okay, my little desk fan. Okay, make sure it's clean and free of debris. You definitely don't want no fan. You got a bunch of dust on it. So make sure you always regularly clean your fan. This cookie right here is not on the tray because I always have to keep another cookie by so I can have, not to eat, at least not right now, but to test my icings on. Sometimes icings, when they are sitting, they're icing, there's food. It was your icing and the mixtures and stuff will then separate. Sometimes it's also best to test to see how fast your stuff is running. Like this right now, I can see this white is more of the flour consistency that I normally don't use. But it's feeling a little thick. Because you feel it when you're mixing it. But when it sits, sometimes you gotta go back through and massage the bags. Massage them, yeah. Make them feel good, okay? They like to feel good, and when they feel good, and it feels good in your hand, then they show up. They show up right, okay? There we go. The only one I think that may be two. Uh-oh, hold up. I just missed it, y'all. I'm missing my black. Oh, no, I'm not. It's right here. Okay. All right, let me get to work, and I'll just try to talk to you guys about anything else that I may have missed out, but here we go. Soon, these will be complete. Okay, I said it was 1:45 a.m. Let's make sure again. Now it's 2:05. Just in that little bit of trying to trace that one cookie, okay, with the projector and everything stopping. If people really knew everything that goes into making a cookie order, okay? So yeah, your girl's about to get to work. And this is just 8 cookies for fun. I love it. I love my work. I really do. But when people are ordering a dozen, 2 dozen cookies, I love that too. I love it most when people pay without questioning. I love it most when, people just order and pay. I love it most when people see they quote and they say, oh, I'm surprised. Well, no, I guess sometimes maybe no. I was gonna say I love it most when they say they surprised that I'm not charging more, which I do like it, but then it makes me think like, dang, how many times did I miss out? You know, how many times did I short my family? How many times did I short the name of my business? You know, the more I earn, and that's not just about being greedy in my pocket, the more I get to do as well. I love giving back and doing outreach. You know, but that is about my business. Tubbs of Low 23 is not a 501c3. It's not a nonprofit. So I need profit. Okay? This is what it's like to be an entrepreneur, a homepreneur. I can never get paid enough for the hours that I put in. It is 4:04 a.m. Baby girl has woken up out of her bed, so now I need to go put her back in her bed. Hubby will be waking up soon. And literally, I've started off on one cookie. I don't even want to touch the sides to risk it. Ooh, one cookie. I had to put the color inside, but that's the outline. The rest of them are all just outlined, like with the edible marker. So basically, 2 hours of just properly, carefully writing on them and then getting one done. You could probably give or take 20 minutes of that. But this is what it's like to have a home business, to be a home baker. I know all my other bakers out there, men and women both, that go through these hours. And if you are doing this part-time because you have a full-time job and you eventually want to bake full-time, or you're doing making treats and stuff from home and it is your full-time thing and you still have a family, you know, either way, being an entrepreneur is hard work. I need to get baby girl down. I may actually just go in and go to sleep myself because it's Saturday now and I have things to do and I need to leave the house today. Thankfully, these cookies are not an order. If it was an order, oh no, the timing would have been better planned out. But since it's not, I'm just going to put the red in on this number 8 and work myself backwards and just maybe get a couple done in the morning. I guess I'll take a 4-hour nap. Or 5-hour. 5 hours sound best. But I thank you so much for watching and tuning in. Hopefully next time I come on here, I'm just going to show you the end of the cookies and the complete project. She doesn't want to be filmed right now. All right. Good morning. It's nice and bright. It's a beautiful day. And here I am. I'm back at it. I am going to attempt to flood the rest of the 7 cookies, hopefully within an hour's time, because I actually need to leave the house. It was this moment I immediately regretted what I said. For my friend's event today, to go and support, right? But I do love this time, yes. But I do want to show you all the one cookie that was flooded, and it's, I can't stop, baby girl. Again, these are for fun, for my hubby, okay? But it's also going to be great content for my page, and you know, recruiting more consistent clients. But here's one. Uno, 8. Hey, isn't that right? Ain't that right? Isn't that cute? I'm so excited. So, again, that was like, what, 4:30 in the morning when I had stopped to let it just dry in front of the fan. The house is pretty cool. I have on my robe. We woke up because I kept the windows open just a little bit. I mean, it's still September. Anna Grace, out, please. Go. You're talking too loud. So yeah, usually I also have to adjust the temperature of my house, depending on the season. I may have to turn the AC on because the fan is not going to be enough. I may have to turn the heat on, and use that with my fan to make more of a hot air, depending on the humidity and everything is in the house right now. So yeah, 7 cookies. Hope I can just flood them, because again, they all already have their designs on them. But flooding is not like, oh, I'm just throwing icing on there. You have to be neat. You have to take your time. And then if you mess up, you gotta scrape it off. I don't want to have to turn the projector back on, but I feel like when I get to my draw 4s and that wild card, I may have to, just to be proper. And speaking of the wild card, because they have those little circles on them in the left corner and the right corner, top left corner, bottom right corner, they have the 2 circles on there that actually looks like the circle image in the middle. Well, I'm not going to pipe that itty bitty icing on that. That's when I would have the white circle, and I would use my edible marker. So that's another layering part. I would have to let that dry and then use edible marker over that. And speaking of, you know what? I'm actually going to do that one first before I do the number 7. Knock the harder ones out, because I'm going to have to do another layer to it. I mean, I had the cookie, then I had to draw the design on it, then I have to pipe. I'm going to have to let that dry, and usually before you write on the cookie, you need it to dry for a good solid 10 to 12 hours. 12 hours if you don't have a dehydrator. Now, our air fryer that we have, it has a dehydration method on there, but I use that a lot for our food, and I try not to use that unless it's like an emergency type of thing for a cookie or 2. Okay, not something I'm just like, okay, I'm throwing my cookies in here. I want something specifically separate. Again, something completely separate for my clients' products. Otherwise, no ma'am, or no sir. All right, that's it. That's another recap for you. Okay, because this cookie is one of the more, I would say, difficult ones, per se, especially if you are a newbie and you're not used to your consistency, you are over dyeing your colors, you're saturating too much. Remember, a little, when you're using the right gel colors, a little goes a long way, okay? And it's also best to let them sit and things like that. So I can get more into that if you want to know more about icing colors and such. I just wanted to show for my outline for this wild card. The first thing I did was put the black on, okay? Because my black is really, really thick. I did not put it into more of a nice, smoother consistency, like a toothpaste. A little less than a toothpaste is usually what I use. I don't use like lotion setting. Now you're thinking like cocoa butter thick lotion. That's more me. Cocoa butter, Palmer's cocoa butter. that thick smooth, like you pump it out and it sit thick, but then if you move it a little bit, it'll fall into place. That's how I like my icing to be. So anyways, I'm now putting on my white. As you can see, the black is not bleeding into it, which is what you want. Yeah, so I just wanted to show that, and then I'm going to go through and put the 4 colors in. And I have the 2 white circles because those need to dry so it can look just like the card where it has the 2 spots, the 2 little other ovals. I said circles, the other 2 little ovals. My daughter will be correcting me right now, and she's 3. That's not a circle, that's an oval. Okay, but yes, I just wanted to show that it's very important on your layering. But I also can't do this too long because I don't want this to crust and get too hard, because it needs to be one smooth effect.
Number 3 is done.
Okay, yes, the number 3 is done. Okay, baby girl in the background let me know that number 3 cookie is done. I think she wants to take it because she's 3 and she's not going to touch it because mommy is not done with her project, right?
3.
You're 3. Okay, step away, please. Anywho, I just wanted to come and show you guys that all cookies are not the easiest. Even if you have a projector, obviously my icing consistencies have to be perfect, and I'm so glad I'm practicing this. This is why we practice as bakers. We don't like to make product to just quote unquote waste it, but this is how you get better, and this is how the final project for a client's order actually comes out looking fire, looking bomb, looking like what? People don't realize the hours that goes behind a project, the hours, the time of shopping and studying and wasting and perfecting your craft. Okay, it's not like I just have a projector, I shoot the image onto a cookie, and that's just it. When you're handcrafting, hand cookies, custom, I am not just printing an image onto a cookie. Although your girl does love a Eddie printer. This video is not sponsored, but let me tell you, if I get my hands on an Eddie printer, I'll be able to do all the corporate orders. And because my cookies are the bomb, they don't taste like cardboard. I have had many people tell me that. And I'm so glad, because I always assume that everybody's sugar cookies taste delicious, that they're soft inside, you know? So yes, I just wanted to come on here and share that as well. It's very important to know that when you are decorating cookies, my cookies will come to you fresh, homemade, delicious, great soft bites, still firm to hold the decorations, and made with lots and lots of love while I pray over you and your special one for your event, okay? Because that's what matters to me. That's where my heart is. So I just wanted to share this. I mean, look, literally my little arrow's supposed to be here. We're not looking great. I literally just put some icing over it. I'm able to rub it because it's thick and I brushed it and thinking I can go back over it. Yes, I could fix this with an edible marker. I tried that at first. I had white ice in here. As you can see, the white is piercing through. Ooh, look, it's still wet, so I'm touching it too hard. I had white ice in here, okay? And I was hoping that little blob I had was going to be able to turn into looking like the arrow, which is here. No, 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 no. I was not. Now, I was able to actually kind of make this 8 look a little bit better with edible marker. As you can see, it was white, and I used edible marker in between the dots. Would this one be okay for an order? Possibly, but I'm such a perfectionist. This is why I'm practicing now. I would literally just use my hardcore firm white icing to write the numbers, and I would just do it that way, and maybe make my numbers a bit more 3D. These 3s, they're okay. I'm looking at the corners. Now, some people have made Uno cookies. I think I saw maybe one or two where they didn't even put the numbers on the corners, like the card. They just did the middle. But I want it to look like the actual cards. I mean, look at this one. Look at the skip. the skip turned out much better, and it was just a white circle, and I used my edible marker. Okay, so I'm just showing some tips and things here. So okay, I'm hoping this blesses you.
One each holiday. Ask God how He'd like for you to spend this holiday season. It may be a relaxed, quiet holiday season spent primarily with Him. It might include you being a source of love and encouragement to others. It may be to celebrate exactly how you have always celebrated. It may be to simply spend time with and enjoy your loved ones. It may be best to go out of town to get away, or it may even be to do a combo of all of these things. However you choose to spend